Alright guys, welcome back to Metroid Prime 2. Last time we met in Metroid Prime 2, we backtracked all the way to Torvus Bog because we are actually on our way to fight the next major guardian for our next major power-up, and which is the Power Bomb Guardian. Yeah, all of last part was dedicated to backtracking because I remember getting pissed off about that, but it's whatever. I will say I'm going to apologize now if my voice sounds a little different than usual. I'm actually fighting another fucking sore throat. I am trying everything. I did feel a little sore in my throat yesterday when I recorded Persona 3, but today it feels about the same, but my voice I don't recall if my voice sounded as shot when I recorded Persona 3, but that doesn't matter. Tangent time, because one thing I want to talk about is today is, since today, I both record and upload the video at the same day. Today is November 4th, meaning 1 month from today, Metroid Prime 4 releases, and, I genuinely can't wait. Speaking of, one thing I didn't mention this, but I did pre-order Prime 4. Obviously, I did. This is me we're talking about here. I pre-ordered Prime 4, but I also did pre-order 2 of the amiibo that come with Prime 4. By the way, if you're wondering why I boosted balled there, that was because I forgot how to control the game for a second. You can tell that it's a new session because I kind of forgot how to record. I had how to control the game. But what was I saying? I also did pre-order 2 of the amiibo for Metroid Prime 4. I got the Samus amiibo, the regular Samus amiibo for Prime 4, and the Samus on her new bike amiibo. I got those 2, and the reason is I didn't get Psylux because I don't care about Psylux. I'm sorry to all you Metroid Prime Hunters enthusiasts. I'm sure I'll like him more in Prime 4. Hopefully they make him a more compelling villain in Prime 4. Like, again, Psylux wasn't a reason I hated Prime Hunters. In fact, it was probably the best part of Prime Hunters to me. But with how much I don't like Prime Hunters, I don't really care about him because of that, but Prime 4 might change my opinion on him. Who knows? So I guess I should talk about what's going on screen real quick. The Power Bomb Guardian. So this is me actually forgetting how to do this fucking thing. So what we have to do is you have to navigate through these spider ball tracks. And while you do so, the Power Bomb Guardian is going to shoot power bombs at you. So you're going across the spider ball track until you reach one of the bomb slots. The problem is that, as I mentioned, the Power Bomb Guardian is throwing power bombs at you, and as a result, they do have a bit of a range. And one thing that happens when you take damage, especially while still using the spider ball, is that you fall off the spider ball. So one thing you got to keep in mind is that also once you use a power bomb slot, you can't use it again. So you're going to be going back and forth. My recommendation is just keep moving. Don't do that. I would honestly I probably should have done that one first, because the more damage you do to him, the more frequent his bombs are going to be thrown. This isn't that hard. It's not hard. It's a little time consuming. And, the thing is that, after you hit him, you destroy the bomb slot, you got to go back and get back on the spider ball track, which can be, a little annoying. And also if you get hit off, you get annoyed, you fall off and you got to go back. I think right now I'm trying to see if there's another spider ball track, another start to the spider ball track. But really, there's nothing I could do about it. It's kind of, it's similar to Flagra in some regard. The only thing is there's just, I don't recall if there's any significant way to stun him. And he does kind of track you with the spider ball, with the power bombs, so you can use that to your advantage to give yourself a little room. That's what I usually do. This boss is not hard. You're not doing anything too crazy. But, it is kind of annoying when you get knocked off the the track. And there's also just regular enemies just trying to hit you too, so. Sometimes he changes things up and actually ends up not going exactly where going ahead of where you are because he's predicting where you're going. But yeah, obviously the last one's going to be the hardest. And unfortunately, the power bombs that he shoots out doesn't do too much. Doesn't do any damage. Doesn't really do a lot of damage to you. So, and also, you know, if you're starving for health, you can defeat the enemies that are on the tracks. And also you could stand in the light barriers for a little bit to restore some health if you need to. I think my hands were sweating there, so I was kind of freaking out because this, though, isn't... And the other thing I should be doing is just going the other fucking way. I don't know why I'm taking such a long path. The other thing is I'm not realizing that the hitbox for the power bomb is a little bit smaller than I think it is. But yeah. By the way, I do want to mention my plans in regards to Prime 4 in terms of like when I'll Let's Play it. I'm not gonna Let's Play it immediately, no, because for one, I'm not Let's Playing any other Metroid games for the rest of the year. I think we're gonna. For one, I feel like I think this one's going to finish after Prime 4 releases, which is unfortunate, but it's fine. But I will be doing Prime 3 after this one, and then I will do Prime 4, because I don't want to do Metroid games blind. That's just a no. You know, maybe if it was a live stream, maybe, but I don't do live streams as often as I'd like to, especially because I never really have a consistent schedule to do live streams is the thing. I mean, I have my days off on Wednesdays and Thursdays, but you know, those days are so you know, I still have other responsibilities I have to deal with on those days. So, you know, scheduling when to do a live stream is just kind of hard for me, but I might see about doing a live stream sometime maybe this weekend with Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment coming out. I don't know yet, though. I haven't decided on that. I do plan on getting Hyrule Warriors, by the way. In fact, I already pre-ordered it, so. Because, you know, I had a Hyrule Warriors addiction earlier this year, so why would I not play Hyrule Warriors? Especially Age of Imprisonment. I really loved Age of Calamity. And plus, you know, it's going to be a little weird not being able to play as Link in Age of Imprisonment. I mean, I think they have like I haven't really been keeping up with information for Hyrule Warriors for actually I can't really think of a reason. You know, it's Hyrule Warriors. It's nothing. I mean, I've been watching the trailers, but I haven't really seen. I watched the 2 trailers that Nintendo did in Directs, but I haven't been watching any other trailers. And the only thing I can think of, I think I saw like a render or a picture of like, I guess they have like a Link stand-in for for the game, but I don't know. Oh, and by the way, we now have power bombs, which can actually open yellow doors. Yes, you now have to use power bombs to open doors in this game because that wasn't in Prime 1. There were times where Bendezium was blocking a door, but in Prime 1, in Prime 1 there were no times where you actively had to use a power bomb to open said door. Now you do. And power bombs behave exactly like they did back in Prime 1. You know, you go into Morph Ball, press the missile button, press your missile button, and you go and you just release a power bomb, and it's a pretty powerful. I mean, no shit, it's called a power bomb, Caleb, but it's pretty powerful. But I don't use them in combat that much unless it's, you know, a boss fight and they're hounding me with a bunch of projectiles. There we go. He's dead. But that's all we had. Really, that was the only thing that major thing that we were coming back to Torvus for was the power bombs. That is the main thing we were coming back for, because right now we have pretty much most of the things that we need to explore Aether in terms of Um, like I think right now the only thing we're missing is the Echo Visor and the light suit. Those are the only two upgrades that we're missing, and obviously you can guess where we get the Echo Visor. Oh, no. The Echo Visor we get when we fight Dark Samus. When do we get from Quadraxius? I forgot. We get something from him. I can't remember what it is. Because the Echo Visor comes from the Annihilator Beam. That's what it is. Yeah, we get the Annihilator Beam from Quadraxius. And then we get the light suit. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, by the way, yeah, we don't get the last beam until like the second to last, like the penultimate boss. Like, the fuck? But, yeah. I'm lost again. I think this is another instance of me thinking the game is. This was the time when I thought to myself, Jesus Christ, this game is fucking dark. This was the time where I said that to myself because I can't see shit. And I've never had problems seeing shit in the Wii version, which again, because I do believe the Wii version did improve. Yeah, the Wii version improved the lighting in the Trilogy edition, so I couldn't. So I've never had a problem not being able to see shit in the Wii version, which was chalk another point up to the Wii version of Prime 2, please, because I really wish my Wii U wasn't fucking with me, but. And I wish I still had my copy of Prime Trilogy, but I don't know what happened to it. I think I just lost it in the move or something. I don't know. It's really unfortunate that I lost my physical copy of that because of that shit. Because for one, it's hard to come across that compilation now. It's like $100. It's like over $100 for that whole compilation. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm looking at the map. I'm staring at the map because I'm trying to figure out where the fuck to go. Because, like, I think the... hold on. Metroid Prime Trilogy, if you want to get it... I don't know why it's showing me a DK Oldies thing for Prime 3, but whatever. Like, I'm seeing it on eBay for like $80. But that's like with just the disc, with no actual case. I'm seeing it for $99. I'm seeing it for $166 fucking dollars at Walmart. Excuse me. Is this motherfucker really just selling the instruction manual? It's just a fucking for $30. Fuck you, dude. Someone's selling the manual for Metroid Prime Trilogy for for almost $40. Fuck you, dude. Yeah, like there's a trilogy, there's a collector's edition of that makes sense. It's $600. Like I'm seeing listings for like almost 600, some for 500. Jesus fuck. Yeah, but like, it's over $100 for Prime Trilogy, and that's why I really wish Nintendo would get their finger out of their ass and re-release Prime 2 and 3 already. I understand. I know they already re-released Prime 1 for Switch with the remaster, and I love the remaster, but, you know, Nintendo, get your head out of your ass and re-release 2 and 3. You have no qualms about re-releasing Galaxy for the third fucking time for full fucking price. I want to mention that shit. I'm sorry. That shit pisses me off. They already released Galaxy 1 already for Switch with the Mario 3D All-Stars bundle, and then they re-released Galaxy again through the Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 compilation. Why didn't they just Nintendo, you amaze me. And I'm sure they're going to do something similar. Something tells me they're going to do some fucking bullshit with that. You know, I know I've probably gone into this tangent like 10 times throughout this Let's Play. They're going to go in, they're probably going to do some bullshit like that, where they're going to re-release Prime 2 and 3 as like a compilation, and then they're going to release Metroid Prime Remastered as part of a separate compilation, and it's going to be like $80. Just like something tells me that they're going to do that. Because Nintendo is that fucking stupid. You know, and I know I'm not helping matters by paying for it. I'll admit that now. Like, admittedly, I'd probably just get Prime 2 and 3 separate on their own and not get Prime 1 again. You know, I already have Prime 1 for Switch, and I mean, technically I bought 2 copies, but I gifted one to a friend because he wanted to play Prime Remastered, and he never played Prime, so I was like, here, you can take this. He's like, I got myself a digital copy and a physical copy, because I got the digital copy the day it shadow dropped, and then I got a physical copy because I wanted the case. But I gave him the physical copy because I was like, you know what, he didn't really want the actual case, he just wanted the cartridge, so I just gave him the cartridge, and told him, and he let me keep the case. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I at least have the game anyway for Switch, so I don't care. And plus Prime Remastered was what, $40 on Switch? Yeah, it was $40 on launch. I don't know if they changed. I don't know if it's lowered in price since. Because I think it was $40 for the physical and then like $30 for the digital release, if I remember right. I don't recall. By the way, if you're wondering why I keep going in and out of here, it's because I'm trying to get power bomb ammo. Because, like Metroid Prime 1, I seem to have real shit luck when it comes to getting power bomb ammo. And the Dark Commandos keep respawning because of it. But I'm just trying to get power bomb ammo because I do need it for this. So I don't know why I didn't cut this grinding out, but I guess if I had to sit through it, you have to sit through it with me. By the way, I think there is a point where you can tell I got a little frustrated because of just how I stand there. I think there was legit a point during my cleanup, because during my cleanup session, I cut it out, I know I did, where after I got the item, I just like sat there for like a good minute and a half, just like, why was that such a pain in the ass? And I can't remember what item it was. I think it was like the last energy tank I got. And it was because, once again, the guide was vague in terms of getting to it, and then like the puzzle itself frustrated me beyond belief because of what it was. But I can't remember. I don't remember if it was the last energy tank or if it was one of the missile expansions I got. I can't remember. A lot of things in this game frustrate me, okay? So, and I know I say that, but then, you know, I turn around and say I'm more than willing to buy a Metroid Prime 2 remaster, and there's a few reasons as to why I would still, you know, I would still buy a Prime 2 remaster. I took one step too far. And you don't get, and I never get ammo out of killing Dark Commandos. But I always say, you know, Prime 2 is my least favorite of the Prime trilogy and all that, or well, Prime series now. I mean, Prime 2 is my least favorite of the Prime series, all that shit. But I'd be willing to go back and get I would be willing to get a Prime 2 remaster, and it's like, I say it's my least favorite, but at the same time, I see why people love it so much. I do think that it's, for the most part, really good. There's just so many things about it that frustrate me to the point to where I don't enjoy it as much as other people. Because out of all the Metroid games there are, out of all of them, Prime 2 is probably one of the last ones I'd play before playing before playing anything. If I was like in a Metroid mood, you know, obviously my first choices are like Super Metroid, Metroid Dread, Prime, and Fusion and Zero Mission. You know, those ones are my first choice. Now, in terms of 100%, Super Dread and Prime are my first choice on that shit. But oh yeah. So I needed a power bomb for that, and I think I just need a regular bomb for this. Nope, you needed you need 2 power bombs to access this fucking puzzle. Yeah, so that's why I spent like 10 minutes grinding trying to get power bomb ammo, because you needed 2 of them to get this. Damn it. I think that's what I said when I fucked that up. You know what, though? One thing I'm curious about what Prime 4 is going to do in terms of all of the upgrades and stuff. You know, I wonder what upgrades are going to be returning for Prime 4. I mean, obviously, we're going to have, like, the staple Metroid stuff. You know, missiles, morph ball bombs, all that. Well, maybe not. I mean, it did take Dread a while to give us the morph ball, which threw me off for, like, the longest time, but I still love Dread for that. But, I just realized we haven't even gotten the screw attack yet, have we? I just realized that. Something in me just said that. Mainly because I was thinking about what upgrades are coming back, and I realized I haven't got the screw attack yet, have I? Yeah, I just realized. I didn't realize I haven't had it yet. You know what? Because I just finished the game at this point, and I thought I had it. What? Why did you... Wrong button, I'm assuming. But I wonder if, like, you know, are they going to bring back... They're likely going to bring back the boost ball for Prime 4. Something like... I can't think of a Metroid Prime game without the boost ball, because all 3 of them have it. The grapple beam's probably going to come back. I know that there are going to be new abilities with the psychic abilities. I do remember that. And Samus is going to get that new motorcycle. I got impatient. Like, Samus is getting that new motorcycle, so I wonder if there's going to be some abilities that are weaved into that as well. Like, you know, similar to her gun shit back in Prime 3, where you can use it in certain places and certain hazards will be... But I would assume more of it's... And again, I would also assume it's just going to be more of a navigation tool than anything. Like, I doubt they're going to make it into, like, a big deal. But then again, you know, usually with Metroid, you know, when they introduce something, they make a huge fucking deal about it. I mean, they make it the entire thing's gimmick. I mean, the corruption in Prime 3 corruption. And I also wonder if Phazon... I didn't think I was in range for that, but okay. I mean, what was I saying? I lost my train of thought because I was thrown off by that. Phazon, yeah. I wonder if they're gonna somehow bring Phazon back. It's like it's like the fucking Star Wars Rise of Skywalker scene. It's like somehow Dark Samus has returned. Then you just cut to me doing the Martin Scorsese absolute cinema thing. I mean, then again, basically, Dark Samus is somehow returned. Basically sums up Prime 3. Because I'm sorry, I just genuinely don't see it. With how Prime 2 ends, I don't see how she survived. Spoiler alert, Dark Samus returns in Prime 3. Because there is actually a post-credit scene based on if you get all the items in this game. That's why I'm so hell-bent on getting all the items, because I do want to show off that post-credit scene. Which, you know, really, you know, in hindsight, when, you know, after I found out how the Let's Play is going to fucking end after recording everything, I'm a little pissed at that fact that I was like, man, that 100% Let's Play, that 100% thing was worthless to me. But you know what? I will say I am a little proud of myself for getting 100% on all the items for the original Prime 2. You know, that is something I don't think I've done in such a long time. You know, there are some Metroid games that I've 100%ed almost every Metroid game so many times. Prime 2 is one of the few like there are a lot of Metroid games. There are a couple Metroid games that I don't 100% that often. Fusion, Zero Mission, and Prime 2 are the big ones, and there are different reasons for that. Fusion and Zero Mission is because of how it's, you know, you have to basically go through every area once you get the fully upgraded suit in Zero Mission. And Fusion, you have to actively avoid going to navigation rooms, so you have to take like really particular routes in order to get stuff. And also Zero Mission and Fusion have some pretty clunky Shine Spark puzzles, so it kind of makes everything a lot more annoying to get, you know. But like Dread, you know, I know Dread has some pretty annoying Shine Spark puzzles, but Dread also makes the Shine Spark a lot easier to pull off in my opinion. I think the Shine Spark is the best in Dread. Samus Returns was pretty annoying to 100% now I'm thinking about it, because you had to wait until you freed the baby you found the baby Metroid in order to get past like the rocks that were spread out through Samus Returns. I do remember that. Prime, I've 100% of that game so many goddamn times. Yet for some reason I still felt an anxiety that I didn't actually 100% it for the Let's Play. To this day, I don't understand that. I mean, I think it was just one of those things where it was like it's always that little thing in my head whenever I do a Let's Play. I've experienced this a lot, and I don't always make a big thing about it, but I always, like, there's always something in me, like, because when I'm doing certain things for a Let's Play, there are certain, like, little things in my head that I'm like, I feel like I forgot to do something that's important to the game. And then, like, you know, you pull up to the results screen. Like, one I'm thinking of was Persona 5 was when I did the Persona 5 Let's Play, and I will admit I'm doing this with the Persona 3 Reload Let's Play. And, you know, and you guys are like, idiot, you're the one that recorded that shit. Why would you not remember? And it's like one of those things where it's like, I do remember. It's like, I know I recorded it, but it's like, after I finish recording, you know, and a few weeks pass, you tend to forget what you recorded. So, like, there's like a little voice in my head that says, like, oh, you messed up this social link and you're not going to finish it in time. That was how I felt in Persona 5 and a little bit in 3. And then, but like in Prime 1, you know, there's always that, like, lingering feeling whenever I get through that game, there's always that lingering feeling, like, there's an item you missed. There's an item you missed. You missed an item. You missed something. And like I always had that feeling in Metroid games, even when I'm playing them recreationally. If I'm just playing, you know, when I'm playing them recreationally, I don't go for 100% as crazily. Like, if it's something like Prime 1 or Super, I do anyway. But, like, you know, sometimes it's like that little, like, demon in the back of my head. It's like, you missed something. You missed an item. You missed it. And then, like, you know, until you see that 100% prompt at the end of the game, you're like, I missed something, you missed something. And then you're like, all right, I'm good. But it's one of those things. But anyway, that's going to do it for this part of Metroid Prime 2. The next time we meet in Metroid Prime 2, we are going to continue on. I believe we're heading back to the Sanctuary Fortress. I think that, or we're still sidetracking ourselves for a few other upgrades, but I don't remember. So see you guys next time, and take care.